If you followed Depp vs. Heard in Virginia and events after, you probably know the one thing Amber's still got right now is Aquaman 2. She will be in the movie. Now, you also might know Zack Snyder. He's a pretty famous director. He did Justice League, Amber was in it, and he said something pretty good about Amber. Now, before I get into it, my personal theory is this. Look, Warner Bros. Has a lot of money and a lot of friends. They might have called him up and said, "Hey, Zack, the movie's looking not so good. It's tracking real bad. It might bomb. Could you say something nice about Amber?" That's a possibility. On X, the Hollywood Reporter posted this. It's got almost 600,000 views right now. It's only about 5 hours old. Zack Snyder has been dismayed to see Amber Heard suffer online abuse. I just don't get it. If other people don't like her, I don't know what to say. I would work with her in a second, which is a pretty big compliment. Now, this is what they headline, and I gotta tell you, this article was like 10 or 15 pages or something like that. Well, as far as, an online screen, but it was really long. And this is what they choose to headline. The article wasn't about this, it was about his feelings on movies and characters and career and past and future and blah, 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 blah. But this is what they choose to highlight. Okay. Here's their site. They've got 3.4 million followers, so, pretty big. And they link the article. November 29th, 2023, Zack Snyder's next cut, no capes allowed. Like I said, out of all the pages, it's got like 2 paragraphs about Johnny and Amber. So, of course, those are the ones I'll read. Oh, and by the way, he said something about Ezra Miller, so, alright, let's check that out real quick, too. He's kept in touch with some old pals from the DC world. He occasionally talks to Ezra Miller, lending support to the actor he cast as a Flash throughout their recent mental health and legal challenges. Because, they were challenges. This was mental health. It wasn't Ezra's fault. Nothing's anyone's fault anymore. So Zack's gotta help Ezra. Ezra did a great job in that Flash movie, Snyder says. It's very difficult to play against yourself. Fine, I guess. Then they get into Ray Fisher, who played Cyborg in Justice League. They say he had his own controversy about racism allegedly on the set. I'm not sure so much about it. But under that, it says, and he's been dismayed to see Amber Heard suffer online abuse amid controversy over her divorce from Johnny Depp. Now, I love how it's automatically assumed that this abuse took place. Yes, there was jokes, fish market, TURD jokes and stuff like that, but abuse, I think, is something directed toward you, not put out as a public opinion for everyone to read. For example, we've all got inboxes on X and social media. If someone sends me every day directly messages that I'm horrible, they're out to get me, you could say that's abusive. It's directly at me, no one else sees it. I've got a real mailbox. If someone keeps sending me letters, that's harassment, that's abuse every day. I see it, I get it, they're after me. But if you put your opinion out there for everyone to see and it's not directed at somebody, that's not abuse, that's not harassment, that's you putting out your opinion. Let's not get confused. Okay, let's move on. I just don't get it, says Snyder. If other people don't like her, I don't know what to say. I would work with her in a second. Well, maybe he should. Maybe Snyder should work with her, just him and her on a project and see how it does. See if he loses money or not. That would be a fun experiment, actually. I don't think it would go anywhere, and he'd probably see that he'd lose money. But Zack doesn't want to lose his own money, does he? They go on to say that this chapter of his life is now closed, I guess meaning the DC chapter, things like that. I will mention, he said Star Wars was in a weak spot, which was kind of interesting because I don't like the Disney Star Wars, so okay, thanks for that, Zack. And of course, people pitched in their opinions. Zandra says a decent guy in Hollywood, imagine that. Okay, disagree on that. Once again, years from now, people will see Zack was ahead of his time and right about this. Okay, I'm not sure exactly if everyone's talking about the Amber comment, probably, because that's their headline, but like I said, there's a ton of words in that thing. It's, who knows, probably 10 pages printed out, so, alright. I'm gonna assume, though, most of these are about you-know-who. Late Mama says that, well, pretty much Zack's out of touch, doesn't know the details. That could be true, but I find it hard to believe. I mean, one of the actors he worked with was in this monumental historical case and he just doesn't know the details? I gotta think not, or at least the big enough details to get an idea. This person, Suzanne, agrees that Zack's naive, doesn't know the details, and I gotta disagree. I just think he would at least know the basics, enough of the basics, or at least like the middle level info, if only because people are telling it to him. Because he knows her on a personal level, which none of us do. Well, it's not totally relevant. It doesn't matter so much. Honestly, even if she was the nicest, sweetest person in the world, she's still defamed Johnny. She was still found guilty. That's a crime, and she shouldn't be in the movie. She could be the sweetest, nicest person helping kids, and that still wouldn't matter, even if we did know her personally, and even if she was nice. So sorry, JF Day Sleeper, you get a dislike. Wait, no dislikes on X, so I just told everyone you get a dislike in my opinion. Seth says, you don't know anything about the trial. If you think she's guilty, can you tell me who was suing who? What was the trial regarding? Okay, real quick, forget everything. Amber put Johnny and her personal life out in the public. He got defamed and lost a lot of money. That's the basis of it. The rest are the details. The abuse everyone talks about, that's fine and dandy, but that's not even the main point of the case. The main point is Johnny got defamed and fired from Disney and Warner Bros. Point blank. Not much else we need to know, Seth. You can talk about the rest, but the bottom line remains the same. Steve said it's got nothing to do with her acting. Well, okay, Steve, I'll be nice. I'll give you that too, Steve. Let's say hypothetically you want to see Amber and don't care about her personal life. Newsflash, she's not a great actor. She's actually really, really low level at acting. So thank you, Steve. Nice try. That's about it. I got a suspicion as the movie gets closer, you'll see more people like Zack Snyder pop up with nice things to say about you-know-who as a favor to Warner Bros. That's just my speculation. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.